Joseph E. McSweeney Sr., Clemens Unit, Brazoria, Texas. I think this is where Pyrexx did his time at, or it's one of the most significant pieces of time. But this is a piece of mail that he must have sent while he was incarcerated to one of his family members. And then one of his family members had held on to that letter until he was released. And then once he was released, they gave him that paperwork, and he was able to show it on the video as a show of how dedicated and loyal his family is to him while he was incarcerated. They even held on to his mail. Let's see. Is there any information that we can find on Joseph R. McSweeney? Joseph R. McSweeney Sr. Texas. MyHeritage.com. Robert Lee McSweeney Jr. Index of patents issued from the United States Patent and such. Where is he here? I know he's out of Texas, so let's see. We could probably throw this in here. Brazoria. Brazoria, Texas. Let's see if anything pops up here. We got an older McSweeney Sr. And, oh, here he is here, I think. Joseph Edward McSweeney. Yep. Bail Bonds HQ. Oh. Wise County, Decatur, Texas. He has blonde or strawberry blonde hair. I agree. Ow. And he was released on a $2,500 surety bond. What that means is that they had to put up money, and then he also had to have somebody sign and with him, and then he had to be accompanied by that person a lot of the time, and that person basically watched over him and stuff. And if that person didn't want him, they could cut him right off. I used to be on one of those too, but it got lifted. It expired. My auntie was my surety for a little time. It wasn't possession of marijuana 2 ounces. Ooh, and look at how high that bond is. It's a whole different ball game. Warrantless on view. Oh, so they must have seen it in his car or something, and or whatever, and boom, they got him for that possession of that 2 ounces or over or whatever. But I'm pretty sure it was 2 ounces, and that must have been possibly what he went to. Okay, he was booked on 20 and 20. Okay, he got booked and released on the exact same day, so he's in and out. But where did that letter come from? That letter usually indicates he wasn't just in and out of the jail. They didn't just throw him, or I mean, bring him through to see the judge, sorry, and then he was in there long enough. He looked fairly mad. They have him in the jail outfit there. He looked fairly angry. He even looked like he was possibly under the influence of alcohol or drugs. And there isn't too much other stuff. Now I know his middle name. It's not. Oh, did I accidentally copy that wrong? E, yeah. It's E. McSweeney, not R. And that can happen too. Here's another record where you accidentally, just even the slightest mistake, like a letter, can be a difference. Here's his mug popping up on images. And he only looks like he's got one mug. Ooh, look at this lady. That's not good. Pitbull attack. I was attacked by a pitbull as well. My finger got mutilated by a pit bull. Okay, don't fall for that. It's usually those gang members that or those cartels that really promote the pit bull. Okay, but they're a good dog. I've had some good pit bulls, uh, and there are some, but I've had a bad one too. And you got to be really careful. They're really big dogs. They're more of a dog meant for people that are strong men and that have cages and things like big cages and things they can put them in, like this one here. You don't want to have too small of a an area for a pit bull, and you also want to make sure you're feeding them because they can become aggressive by not feeding them, and that's dangerous because they're large animals. But look at this woman; she's got a gigantic pit bull, and I bet you that dog feels like it just owns her. Like that dog, I bet you dominates that woman all the time. You can see here. And that's a danger that I'm not going to take anymore. Is if I ever get a dog, it'll be a smaller dog. But at the same time, I want a German Shepherd or a Rottweiler for the purpose of protection because they are good for protection. If you're able to train them, treat them good. What happened with the pit bull that attacked me? I believe my brother was the owner, the responsible owner, an adult of that dog that paid for that dog, had the dog years before I'd even met the dog. And then the dog was being now not treated right. He used to beat the dogs and this and that, punch them in their nose and all that, and I think that's what caused the issue. And here we go. It's the same charge or whatever. He doesn't look too bad. I always liked Pyrexx. I was always a huge fan of his music. I wish he would continue to clean up. I know he cleaned up 7 years ago, and he's been doing great. And they're doing great and all that. And I just want to see more music videos. I want them to really do good, but I know they've been just taking a chill. They're on that collection time type of vibe right now with their music. They did a lot of work, and they want to be paid for their work. And so that's why but I think he ended up doing some time over that one because you see here in that video, he's got that piece of mail from Clemens' unit in Brazoria. Now, if we search up what that is, it is a prison farm in Texas, controlled by the Department of Criminal Justice uh, in Texas. It's in the greater Houston area. 8,008 acres. It's located at the intersection of Farm to Market Road, 2004, and Texas State Highway 36. The prison in the Texas Gulf Coast region is in proximity to the city of Brazoria, and it is in proximity to the Velasco community, now a part of Freeport. The prison is situated south of Houston. Let's take a look at it. Okay. It's a fairly humble prison looking. It's not one of those super gigantic prisons, it doesn't look like. Uh, uh, yeah, that's what I was looking for, is an aerial photograph. Looks like it's one of those, prisons that I'm sure McSweeney did all right. I mean, I'm sure that he had his problems there, but it looks like a small knit prison. And it's a camp too, I believe, a farm camp or something. So, what is it? Security G1 to G4. They got administrative segregation and outside trustees. So they got people that come in and out that can leave and come back, like for work and stuff. They have a SAG unit for bad people that are acting bad or that just want to be by themselves. Oh, and then they also got that G1 to G4. That's probably a ranking system, like one being the least classified as the least dangerous, and then G4, which is probably your maximum. And not the maximum, but quite possibly the highest ranking security class there or whatever. And then the SAG, and then you have these outside trustees, which would probably be on G1, and then they'd go to an outside trustee, or quite possibly they're just outside trustees from the get go. Who knows what that means exactly? Notable inmates: David Brooks, a fairly famous American convicted murderer, an accomplice of that other guy. I think that was also listed. Nope, different person. Another person along, and they did carry out a couple different crimes. The crimes, which became known as the Houston mass murders, came to light after Henley fatally shot Coral. So Elmer Wayne Henley uh, shot Dean. I'm not sure exactly what the story is, but that's a famous person that's been at the same prison that Pyrexx went to, or had to get sentenced to. Or I mean, he got the prison that he was at, or whatever. Rodney Holland Jr. He committed suicide by hanging in the Clemens unit in an unincorporated Brazoria County, Texas, uh, in 1996 after being raped in prison. Pullen died months after he fatally injured himself. Unincorporated area. An unincorporated area is a region that is not governed by a local municipal corporation. Similarly, an unincorporated community is a settlement not governed by its own local municipal corporation, but is administered as a part of a larger administrative division, such as township, parish, borough, county, city, canton, state, province, or country. Occasionally, municipalities dissolve or disincorporate, which may happen if they become fiscally insolvent, and services become at the responsibility of the higher administration. So I think that it's like this little township in northern Houston or whatever, but they considered it part of Houston or whatever. So now it's like part of Houston, but I think it holds the jail within that certain area. LS unit, because I know a similar thing in London, Ontario. There's a place called Byron that used to be like, now they just call it London. Let's see. Yeah, so that's where he went. I know he's a Houston rapper now, and I even posted his. He was at the time too. If you see his mugshot, he's got the tattoos, but he's also got this mug shot that is in his video when he was a younger offender, I believe. And I wanted to see the information about this one, but it quite possibly has been expunged. Because I know after a certain amount of time, with good behavior and success, and depending on um, how much you can put towards your uh, legal battle and proving that you've been reassimilated or are doing well under a different legal by any other legal means or whatever. I'm sure that's why they probably have expunged that mug. Or it's quite a old mugshot, and he's got it in the video to show it off. Uh, where is it here? There it is. And that's what I was interested in. But who knows if he'll ever let us know about that and let us know the story on that one.